What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here today, and today we are bringing you our Raiders mock draft. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Help me reach my goal of 800 subscribers by the end of March. Check out the description for links to our website, podcast, Patreon, and some of our other channels as well. But let's go ahead and get started with today's video, and we are doing a Raiders mock draft. So they have the 7th overall pick. Some big free agents for them: Cleveland Farrell, defensive end; Jerry Tillery, defensive tackle; Rock Ya-Sin, cornerback; and Jermaine Illuminor, offensive tackle. Some big free agent signings for them so far. They got Jimmy G and Jakobi Meyers are the big names headlining that. So with the 7th pick, these needs right here for them haven't been updated yet. As they obviously don't really need a quarterback anymore, at least as their biggest need. But what they do need is a tackle, and so I'll have them drafting Paris Johnson Jr. to really help that offensive line out with the 7th overall pick. I think he's probably made himself the best tackle in this draft, without a doubt. He's the best one in the draft so far. Skoronski had a lot of hype early on, but not anymore. He's not the top one anymore. So with 38, I'm going cornerback here, and a guy who I think will probably go first round, as well as like Trenton Simpson. I think he goes first round, but I'm taking Cam Smith, the corner from South Carolina. I think Cam Smith offers a very good man coverage corner, as well as a guy who can play some zone, has some history playing some zone, and so I think he would be a good pick there to go in at 38. So now at pick 70, I'm gonna go with Joe Tippmann here, the guard from Wisconsin. I think once again just help that offensive line out. It's not a very good offensive line. You lose some pieces as well on the offensive line. And so I think Tippmann would be a very good player, and get him to develop for a year, be a good depth piece for you, and then a potential starter year too. So with the 100th pick, I'm going to go with Zach Harrison, the edge rusher from Ohio State. I think he is a very good edge rusher. I think kind of like Tippmann, just give him a year to develop, and then he's going to be a very good for you. So receivers not really a need. They have Devontae Adams, Jakobi Meyers, and Hunter Renfrow. Safety, they just signed 2 safeties. Let's see who else we got here at tight end, because they just traded Waller to the Giants, so not really anybody to go with at tight end here at 109. Looking around here, this is a tough one to see who I want to go with here. I'm gonna go with Jamie Robinson, the safety from Florida State. I think he's not really a need, but he is best player available at a position that you're not already loaded at. Obviously, Tank Dell, wide receiver from Houston, would be the best player available right now, but Jamie Robinson at safety, the best player available that isn't at a position that you're already loaded at. And so I like that pickup there from the Raiders. So at 141, I'm going to go with Carl Brooks, the D lineman from Bowling Green. This is a guy who can really move that line and just be a wall when it comes to the run game, and just really shut it down. Can eat up double teams and get through blockers and stuff. And so I think he would be a very good fit there, and kind of fill a position of need, be a rotational piece, as they do lose, like I said, Jerry Tillery at the D-line, so throw him in as a rotational piece, potential starter later down the road for you. So at 144, I'm going to go quarterback here, and I'm going to go with Jake Haener. I think Haener is a guy who has a big arm. He's got everything you can't teach when it comes to the NFL, but he lacks a lot of stuff that can be taught, so he's going to need some development. Sit behind Jimmy G, and just really develop, and he may turn into a very good quarterback later on down the road for you. So now at 174, I'm gonna go with looking here. I'm gonna I'm going to go with Payne Durham, the tight end from Purdue. I think Payne Durham is a guy who can be a very good pass blocker as well as pass catcher, and also a run blocker as well. I think he's a very versatile guy, would be a very good rotation guy at the tight end position, and I think that he is a solid pick at 174. Like I said, can be a good rotation guy for you and potential starter later on down the road. At 204, I'm going to go with Bryce Ford Wheaton, the wide receiver from West Virginia. I think this is a dude that has really shot up draft boards lately. I think he is a guy that's going to have a solid NFL career, can be a good 2 to 4 receiver, somewhere in that range, 2, 3, or 4. And so I think getting him in, bringing him in as your fourth or fifth guy, let him develop for a little bit. And then, potentially could move into your second or third receiver later on down the line once some of these other guys clear out and move along. So at 214, I'm going to go with Keaton Mitchell, the running back from East Carolina. I think he's a very good in pass protection, very good in the run game, and is also good coming out of the backfield and catching the ball. So I like Keaton Mitchell there for the Raiders. So with the next pick for the Raiders, I'm going to go with, let's see here, who's still available. The Raiders have so many picks. You got to pick multiple positions here for sure. I just don't know who I want to go with. That's the problem. I'm going to go with Warren McClendon, the tackle from Georgia. This is a guy who, very big frame, quick feet for his size, a guy that is just a monster of a man, very strong, can be a good rotation piece for you, good depth there at the tackle position. And at 231, I'm going to go with guard out of Oregon, Alex Forsyth, just kind of like McClendon, just a depth piece there to throw into that offensive line room. A solidly talented guy, just put him in there for some depth and develop him and see what he turns into. So to recap the draft, with 7, I took Paris Johnson, the offensive tackle from Ohio State. At 38, Cam Smith, the corner from South Carolina. At 70, Joe Tippmann, the guard from Wisconsin. At 100, Zach Harrison, edge, Ohio State. 109, Jamie Robinson, safety from Florida State. 141, Carl Brooks, the D lineman from Bowling Green. At 144, Jake Haener, the quarterback from Fresno State. 174, Payne Durham, the tight end from Purdue. 204, Bryce Ford Wheaton, the wide receiver from West Virginia. At 214, Keaton Mitchell, the running back from East Carolina. And at 220, Warren McClendon, the offensive tackle from Georgia. And with the last pick the Raiders have at 231, Alex Forsyth, the guard from Oregon. So that is just a recap of the draft. I do think that the Raiders are in a pretty good spot when it comes to draft capital and moving up if they want to move up in the second or third, fourth round. Also, could throw those picks in to potentially get a player of need that they need. So I like where the Raiders sit going into the draft season. And in free agency right now, they've made a few good moves. They get a veteran quarterback, a guy that they can potentially draft a rookie, let him sit behind. And then Jacoby Myers as well. And throw another good receiver in there in the mix. Now you got Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Jacoby Myers. And then they go along with the league's leading rusher from last year, Josh Jacobs. So I think the offensive line and that defense, particularly the front, I would say front 7 of that defense is the big need here. Also getting another corner because that's also a pretty big need for the Raiders. But yeah, that wraps today's video up. Let me know what you guys think. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Help me reach my goal of 800 subscribers by the end of March. We are 9 away. I appreciate all your support. I'll see you guys next time.